Roots to Wellbeing uses the 5 ways to wellbeing to support your mental health. Connect, take notice, keep learning, be active and give. Thanks for watching.
Go. So, hello. Today we're joined by Leeta. So, Leeta, wow. So, Leeta, I first met. So we talked about Mental Health Week and Mental Health Awareness Week. So I actually forgot. We just had a little brief conversation before we've hopped on now. On that week in 2018, I did 4 events for Mental Health Week, and I forgot about one of them that was on the Monday, and that's where I'd met you, Leeta. And I'd actually met Leeta a few weeks before as well. So Lisa's an amazing person. She's a creative. She's sensitive, like myself, sensitive, intuitive, and we're quite creative as sensitive, intuitive people. So I'd met you at a I don't know what's got a DJ sort of night a little bit before, and then on the Monday we had all this stuff around mental health awareness, and met you there, and it was like, wow, like this lovely person. And it was a bit tough then, wasn't it? It was been a bit tough, and things can be a bit tough for all of us. And I'm just so pleased that when I think of the journey of where we're coming as a charity, I think of you and I think of Chris, to be fair, and just amazing. So thanks for joining us today, Leeta. Thank you.
That's okay. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's lovely. Yes. So Leeta's actually joined us from her studio. So I can't wait for being allowed. So Leeta does amazing treatments. So she does amazing foot treatments and hot stone massages and all sorts of amazing things. So I'm looking at your studio with envy at the moment. I want to be there.
Soon, but I've got to keep you all safe. So
yes,
I'm not going to rush it.
Patience. It is patience. I'm an Aries. I'm not a patient myself, and I think I do hands-on therapies, and I'm a tactile person. I do Reiki and stuff as well, but I miss that. I think we're missing those of us that are in that giving sector. We're missing that at the moment. We really are.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. Especially so many people sort of are crying out. You know, if you're following on Instagram or you're looking on Facebook, and people are saying, oh, I can't bear all this grey, or I can't bear, my skin's so dry, and what's happening to my face? Why is it all going strange? But it's so difficult because you want to reach out and say, look, just come on over and I'll sort you out, but obviously you can't. So for now, I've just been messaging people and giving them tips and a bit of advice, and it's up to them if they want to take it or not. But no, it's difficult for everyone. Even those that you thought would be strong actually are the ones that are sort of crying out for help now, which has been a big eye-opener for me.
Yeah, and I suppose that's one of the reasons why we started the daily YouTube videos a couple of weeks ago. Just this awareness that actually, let's try and reach out to people online. Let's try and create this bank, if you like, of a library, and maybe not putting it just on social media, because social media can draw us in sometimes, can't it, as well, and that can be difficult. So I suppose we as we talked about before, giving, those of us that give, it can be tough sometimes when we're not feeling that we can give, and giving back to ourselves, and talking about self-care, I suppose, as well.
Definitely.
So I suppose, like, you have lots of different strings to your bow, I would say, Leeta. I know you're very humble and you wouldn't say that. So can you talk us through some of the things that you do to
of course. I mean, I've been a beauty therapist for 35 plus years now.
Wow.
I used to do a lot of dancing years and years ago, so I started to get used to putting on stage makeup, and from that I've progressed to now I offer face painting at festivals and all different events. So I'm missing all the festivals this year, sadly, like all of us. So I combine the beauty at home along with that side as well. But I love being artistic. I'm not up there with some, I'm not like A-level standards or anything, but I just love, thank goodness for YouTube, going on there, seeing something that speaks to me, and then making it, and then finding people that just, oh God, I love that, I want it, and being able to give it to them and offer it to them. It's so it's quite diverse. I knit, I'm trying to crochet at the minute because somebody's asked me to crochet them a specific item, so it will come, but I am learning. But but yeah, I think YouTube and all of these have been an absolute godsend. And that's what I say to a lot of people when they say, oh, I could never do that. Nor could I.
So yeah, so you were talking about knitting and crochet and
Oh, you're frozen.
and videos. Oh no, have I frozen now?
You
Really?
yeah.
Oh no. I can hear you. I can hear
Okay.
you. So hopefully it's okay. We'll carry on. Our lovely editor Tim hopefully can edit this
Okay.
later. So yeah, I mean it's amazing. I think as well. So obviously the creative things that you do and learning new creative things, which is a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
But also it's how it makes people feel. I mean, when I first met you, I wasn't in a great place. I was asked to go to this this little boogie like house music night, and I must admit I just wasn't feeling it. And there you were. I didn't know there was someone doing like glitter and face paint, and there I am as a 40-something-year-old woman feeling a bit rubbish. And there you were offering this amazing service. I remember just talking to you, and you made me feel so at ease. And it was, and that's the thing when we give us, sometimes it's about what we can give, but it's allowing others to give back to us as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the hardest thing, because you know, probably like me, you're also a giver, and we get great immense pleasure from giving and making people smile, or touching, you know, a certain spot that you know they're going to walk away and remember that moment. Not necessarily you. It's not. We don't want gratitude. It's just making them feel nice. But yeah, it can sort of have a knock-on effect because we're not very good at receiving. So there's always that, you know, I'm fine, I'm okay, that stiff upper lip. And so this last 2 years with Roots to Wellbeing has been a real sort of learning curve for me, because I have had to learn to allow, to receive and accept basically everything that you or Linda or anyone else from the team threw at me. You know, I tried as hard as I could, never say no, I can't do that, or no, I won't go, because it is hard to accept, especially when you feel I'm not in a good place to give back, and that's, you know, who I am. So it's nice, and I'm very thankful for friends that stuck by me as well, who possibly hadn't known me very long, and I kept saying, no, I promise you I will give back, I will give back. I was a total different person, and they obviously couldn't see who I am sort of now when I'm well again. But no, I'm thankful that that people stuck by me and taught me to receive, and then I learned from that, learned some new tools, and hopefully, you know, I can pass that on as well.
Yeah, and I think, you know, I always think of you. I mean, like, I completely forgot about that Monday. I just forgot until we just talked about it now. So it's basically we met on Mental Health Week predominantly. Obviously, I'd met you before, and yeah, it was a challenging time for you, wasn't it? It was a challenging time, but in your heart, I could feel it. I'm an intuitive, and I knew that you whatever we could do to support you, to support yourself, was going to work, because you were aware. You didn't quite know where to go with it.
You know, I'm honest to say I was at the point of desperation. You know, that fine line, that scary fine line, and I just had to give it one last shot, because I've been trying so much on my own, and you know, God bless the NHS and everything, they don't have the money to sort of help and support, you know, so I'd never sort of blame them, but I was trying to do it all on my own. So, you know, thank goodness, you know, I met you, and I was drawn to you because I think I'd signed up for the laughing therapy, and I really struggled with that because I was in a high place of anxiety, and then I tried the yoga, but I also suffered from arthritis, and because I wasn't well, I had a flare up, so I just felt there's no place. And then I met you, and we clicked, and I felt I could trust and give it a go. So I hauled myself along to the next big event at that weekend, and it's all gone on from there, really.
It's amazing. So things Leeta's been doing in this time. So you really have, like, so Linda, our co-founder, who hopefully you guys will see at some point in these videos, she's also she's a master gong practitioner. So we will have some sounds on here somewhere. Yeah, she's really good. Yeah, she's amazing. She's very glamorous, far more glamorous than me, Linda. But she's you know, she teaches EFT. So just before we came on, we did a little bit of my shortened version of Ho'oponopono. I can never say it, but blows tapping. But you just tapping on various points. I know that you started going to those groups, didn't you? Like quite early on.
Yeah, no, that was, again, that was really, it gave me something to cling on to and hope for, because I didn't understand what I was asking for, nor did the doctors or the specialists. They kept saying, I just need tools, I need some tools, and they kept saying, I don't know what you mean. And then here suddenly was a tool that I could do, as well as your
ginseng breathing,
as well as that. It was just a lifesaver, because I had to still keep going and picking up the kids from school, facing all the school mums, and so it was sort of things that I could hide but do, and just get me through those really horrible repetitive days that eventually lead to recovery. But those were the tools I was looking for, because I don't smoke, thank goodness. I don't drink, thank goodness, because that it makes it even tougher, the recovery. All my dear friends in the past that I have seen, so I didn't want to fall down that sort of path. So these were my tools, and like I say, I've taught my children, my grandchildren. One of them's going through a bit of a challenging time at the minute as well, bless him. So it's a great tool and skill.
I think that's why on these, that's another thing we're creating on here. We're going to have these sort of 5 minutes tools and 5-10 minute tools that people can dip in out. I know I've been speaking to, so I worked in care homes for some time. I've been speaking to my colleagues in care homes at the moment, and where they don't have visitors, they can screen YouTube onto the TV. So some of the exercises we're going to be doing, and some of the tools for the staff and for the residents is important. I think you taught us a lot. I suppose from when I met you, I was very clear. I mean, I've got a therapy background. I'm an occupational therapist. I do lots of different things. But I was very clear that you needed to be shown that you could do this. And I think from that time that we met, like face to face, was just giving you back. When you trust someone and you have to explain things again and again and again, that can be really hard when you're going from person to person to person. I know when I've worked in the NHS, I've key worked, I've case managed. I feel for people that have to tell their story again. I think one of the things was I knew whatever pace that we worked at together, it was letting you know that you were in charge, that you could have the tools, you could own that, and that was really important. I felt that was really important, and I suppose to see, like, I'm so proud of all the things that you do. I know how difficult it can be, and as an independent practitioner as well, when you work for yourself,
very lonely.
Very, very difficult, isn't it?
You build up a rapport with clients, but it's on a professional basis. But it is very lonely when you don't have colleagues to banter with, or you go out with, or you have your Christmas get together and all of that. So it can be very lonely.
I suppose we're lucky in our area. So I went, so before we sort of looked at starting up Roots to Wellbeing, I'd gone to a few mind, body, spirit things. And again, sometimes it's people don't mean to, but they're more in their ego because they have to be to make do with. And certain industries, you have to sort of be in this second persona sort of thing. And I was aware that therapists need nurturing. So when we do our events, normally we have a bio for each therapist. We try to make sure everybody feels nurtured and feels supported, and that's something that moving forward as an organisation, it's about protecting people, whether they are experiencing a service user, or are participating in delivering something. And some of it, we fluctuate in and out, don't we? I mean, I like I say, I'm desperate for a treatment for Leeta at the moment. I'm sitting in her studio, I know my feet need to, I'm desperate. And that's my little treat. And I've learned, it's took me a long time to learn I deserve to have a treat. And when you give, and that can be difficult.
It is very difficult.
Really
but
difficult.
I suppose in your own little way, you can twist it around. You're helping me, so that's, I think, how you come along, because you think, oh, I'll help her.
I want to come for me. I've learned now. I want to come for me. In the beginning, maybe, because I wasn't honest with myself. I suppose what we've learned as well. Is so I'm being called out at the moment. I suppose like now, like at the beginning, like that week as well. So my journey that week, on the day at Palms and Wood, I'd found out my uncle had passed away, and the lady, Karen, who was meant to bring the jacket potatoes, she'd been run off the road the night before, and I was feeling so emotional. I was crying when I got there. And then and we had this thing where, I know that day you met myself and Louise. So Louise runs a local holistic practice as well, so she's very nurturing, and Linda, and they called it the geese formation. I'd never heard that before, but you know, I was flagging and making sure everybody had the right support that day. And I think that's the thing, you can't, when any trauma, when we've had any trauma in our lives, and we're going for a difficult time, we're running so fast that we might not listen, we might not be ready, and we might keep going and thinking, and then trust comes into play when you've been handed about with different agencies, or
and it's not their fault, it really isn't, as I said before, but that is exactly what it's like. Or you fall through the net, or you're offered some hope, and yes, we can get you some CBT, or we can do this, and then again, oh no, it's a long waiting list, and then you're feeling a bit better, so then you don't qualify, and it's really, really hard for people, but also for the staff, because they don't want to see you struggling. They're patients, they want to help as well. But
no, not at all. And I think coming out of this, that there's gonna have to be some changes in the way that we deliver. I mean, I know when I've had 3 brief psychosis now, so I had my first one in 2016. It was a massive shock to the family, and my daughter went for counselling afterwards, and she was on such a long waiting list. And unfortunately, the questions they ask you when they're phoning, it doesn't feel personal. It's a little bit of a tick box exercise. It's nobody's fault. Fault. I mean, we're lucky as a collective. We have counsellors, we've worked with psychologists, we've got a big team of creatives and therapists and that we work with, so we're really blessed with that. But I suppose it just, I always like, and even now I think sometimes like if I ask you, if we're Leeta's so lovely that if we're doing an event, she's got so many skills, if I ask her to do an event, she'll say, oh, it's up to you, Tara, and I'm like, no, but I want it to work for you as well.
But what works for me is what works for you. That's where I get the pleasure, and then I can do whatever role you've given me. And it's always a case that these sort of events, people fall ill, or for whatever reason they can't do it, so I'm happy to slot in wherever and just ease that pressure. So it makes amazing. To me,
it's amazing. So our last event that was at the Woods was last October, and we'd had the October before is when the rain happened a lot, and it's actually where we started our relationship with a local school, with Pemberley Academy, and then started doing big gong baths there. So it sort of catapulted to become the charity. But there was Leeta, and Leeta'd offered all these wonderful things. And the year before, you were outside doing the creative stuff, and it was so cold. Do you remember? It was so cold.
You guys, but I'm going through my menopause. It was all good for me, that fresh air.
My God. And I'm going to find a picture. I'm going to put it on here. I'm going to find a picture. Leeta had prepped all this amazing stuff. Conkers, and we had acorns. Do you remember? And you made the owl pencil toppers.
Yes.
And in a tent. But it was raining so much and so cold that nobody came.
Well, the glue wouldn't dry either.
It was so stressful. It was so stressful. And then this time Leeta was doing these lovely sort of treatments in the warm room, in the green room, in the one classroom, which, by the way, it's a teaching classroom, and there's stuffed animals that we have to move out of the way, because it's to make it look nice and put some essential oils in there. But it's just it is lovely to work with you. I know I know it's lovely to have you on the team. I feel that you're on the team. I know you probably think sometimes, because it's been but I'm the same. Listen, I'll come to treatment for you. I'll come to treatment for treatment with Linda, and it's about self-care, isn't it? It's about self-care.
100%. And like I said, I think that's quite a common thing with intuitives and sensitive people. And also we've got that huge era from sort of our parents' sort of age and up, where you didn't ask for help, you just soldiered on, stiff upper lip, and So, you know, we've got the back end of that kind of training as well. So it does lend its well, but no, it's good now. It's good that, you know, I can ask and say, oh God, I'm struggling, and you know, reach out to you.
Yeah, I'd like talking about it now. It's making me a bit thinking of my mum, actually, because my mum, who I talk about a lot on my journey, is she was a nurse. She was a nurse, and now in her 70s, she actually retrained as a beauty therapist when she was basically made to retire in her 40s, because she'd had a succession of breakdowns due to bipolar, and she yeah, that was it, and it really affected her. Oh my God, it really affected her. Then she retrained as a beauty therapist, and but I think what I've got a plan. So once we're allowed to, there's a nice pub around the corner from you. I think I'm going to bring her for some lunch and bring her around to yours for a treatment. that's and I don't know about you guys, but I have my list. I have my list of things to do, and I don't have dates on them. And we're actually paying for a holiday at the moment because it might happen, and if it doesn't happen, we'll postpone it. So it's good to have hope. It's really good to have hope.
100%. Definitely.
Oh, thank you. I think my internet's going again. Okay, so I don't know if the internet went there. So I'm going to thank Leeta. Thank you for coming on and talking about give and talking about some of the ones. Thank you. So I'll let you go there. So hopefully we've got enough clips to put together to make this work.
Inspired and want to learn ways to support your mental health, please subscribe to our channel. Or you can find us at www.rootstowellbeing.org. And if you would like to get involved in future videos, please contact hello@rootstowellbeing.org. Thank you.